look tired. Hello. Hello. I'm Valerie from BeHealing.com. I don't know if it had already gone live. And I said, oh, well, I'm tired. I am tired. Not like lack of sleep tired, like emotional tired. Oh my God, that full moon. Let me go on my live, make sure I'm there. Hi. Yes, very emotional full moon for me.
Yes, very
To all of that, switching my phone off thing. Okay, so second Kevin. I'm Valerie from BeHealing.com. I'm tired. I'm emotional. I was very emotional last night. So it's probably around 6 hours before that full moon. I think we're about 4 hours the other side of it now. But wow, tired me out. So I've got my coffee with my coconut milk in it. It was heavy today. Made a big one. Yummy. I made it less strong today as well. I got my cards. And I've got the card of the day as well, which is kind of appropriate from how I've been feeling. So we got this one, Stormfields, for today. So this is like the Tower card in Tarot. This is like storms coming to clear the air, things happen to release, it's like the emotional stuff comes up for you to let it go. It's like your feelings have been ignored for a while, then they've probably been coming out, like they were for me last night, coming out over this full moon time. Action position, so upside down. Let's read what Colette says about that. In any activity that brings unwanted chaos or drama into your life. This kind of storm can be destructive. You'll regret your actions later. Hurtful words will be carried on the wind and bring a tornado of betrayal, anger, and unnecessary angst. Right. Find shelter. This turbulent weather will pass and your house will be untouched. Say no to drama. Wait till the storm blows over. Only then you'll be heard. Right. And this is kind of fitting with this Aries full moon that we've had, which is a very fiery one, It's Aries full moons are like, watch out because people are going to be going crazy. It's one of those crazy full moons, where people get into fights and stuff like that, which is it's generally a full moon thing. In Australia, they put more police on full moons. They also turn the air conditioning down. So it's colder on public transport and things to cool people down because around the full moon, because it tends to be a more aggressive time of the month for everybody. People going crazy, lunatics, right? That's where the word lunatic comes from, luna being the moon. People going a bit crazy in the full moon. So especially with the Aries full moon, because it's that fiery passion thing. So it's good advice to be careful of the storms that you're walking into. It's like count to 10, take a deep breath and count to 10 instead of reacting and walk away. Certainly it hasn't been that for me, but then I have been wary of what I've been getting into as well. I went out last night. Hey Christina, I'm really tired. How are you? I was really emotional last night. Yeah, so be careful what you're walking into, what you're getting yourself into, or how you're reacting to things. With this full moon energies, and so particularly strong at the moment because we just had it last night. For me, it was in the middle of the night, but we just had it about 4 hours ago, and so it'll have been like the last 28 hours, the next 20 hours, in particular. 9:05 there. Yeah, so we've got Stormfields. We've got Stormfields in the protection position, which is like, be careful. Be careful of creating storms around this full moon. So, yeah, yesterday, I just got so emotional. Got so emotional yesterday. And it just started because somebody wanted to take a photo of me and my ex together. She didn't even realize that we had been together and that we'd broken up. She just wanted to take a photo, and so he put his arm around me, and she was like, "Oh, that's so sweet." She was just like looking at our energy, and then and then I was like falling apart inside. So trying to hold it together. And then it was when I got home that it all came out. But I invited to go out for a meal too. And so I did, went out with like a big group of people for a meal, and it was fun, and it was good. I was a little bit wary of going because of the full moon. I thought, what's going to happen? Like, anything could happen on a full moon night. But no, it was good. It was good. And I was sensible. This the reason I was invited, I realised now, I did realise when I was being invited, in fact, well, shortly after it, was because one of the trainers has a thing for me, and he wanted me to go. And he's obviously smitten with me. And he's good looking and everything, but I'm just not interested in getting into a relationship. I'm not into that relationship. Don't want any more baggage either. If it's a casual thing, I'm not interested in that right now. Don't want any more baggage here. Don't want to get involved with anyone else right now. Got my sights set on what I really want. Thanks, Christina, for your empathy there. If anyone else is watching, pop a message up. Tell me who you are, where you're from, where you're watching from. So when I got home, I had another cry after. We had Korean barbecue last night. Have you ever had that? You have like this it's like a barbecue, but it's a pot, and you put the soup around the edge and the stuff in it, and then you've got like a dome of with the charcoals underneath it, like a metal dome, and you get like all raw meats and stuff, and you cook it yourself on it, and then you have like the noodle soup around the edge. It was really nice, and then ice cream after it. Yummy. Florida. I've never been to America. I will at some point, no doubt. I've been to a lot of other places, lived in a lot of places. So interesting that the Stormfields card came out, because I picked this when I wake up early in the morning. I pick this card out. Okay, I picked the card out for the day, and then I put it on social media. And the reason that I'd woken up at 6 a.m. was because there was a storm, and the lightning and thunder and the thunderous rain had woken me up. And then to pick out the storm card was kind of funny. So I just watched the daily read. Well, I watched half of it just before this started anyway, and it was about abundance and that coming in now, which is cool. And so that's an energy for today. So it's like not expecting it to be in the future. A lot of the times people can ask for abundance, but then you think it's going to take some time to come. You think it's going to come next week or next month or whenever, but it's like, no. The abundance that you've been asking for, it can come right away. It can come now. Don't put it off for the future. Know that you can have what you want now. So look out for the signs of abundance coming in today. What you're expecting shows up. Really, it does. And you might not want to admit that when you're expecting bad things, or that you have been expecting bad things, and bad things show up. But if you can expect good things and abundance to happen, does. And sometimes it's hard to convince yourself when evidence from your past is disappointment and things not happening, things not manifesting. But it's just that belief in it. It's just the belief in it that holds you there. So it's a process. It's a process to disconnect yourself from that. You want your husband back. Just remember, today, Stormfields, we've got Stormfields in protection position. Let me just read that out. So it's came upside down, and this is what it says, because this might be pertinent to you. Sometimes we want to go backwards when that's not good for us. Now is not the time to engage in any activity that brings unwanted chaos or drama into your life, Christina. This kind of storm can be destructive, and you'll regret your actions later. Hurtful words will be carried on the wind and bring a tornado of betrayal, anger, and unnecessary angst. Find shelter. This turbulent weather will pass and your house will be untouched. Say no to drama. Wait till the storm blows over. Only then will you be heard. So, what storm is inside of you that's wanting that? Often when we want to go back to relationships that have ended, it's because we've got an emotional attachment, or there's something within ourselves, like that we don't want to sort out within ourselves. We want to kind of reach out for someone instead to sort it out for us, looking for the hero, even though, yeah, chaos for sure. And relationships, chaotic relationships end for a reason. And it might not be that you fully see the reason right now, but they do end for a reason, and we've just got to keep moving forward because there's something better. There's something better. So let's go deeper into the energies today. It's about abundance. It was also about friendships and how you are what you see in your friends, especially when you emotionally react to it. So friends are always a match to us. And then if there's things that we don't like about our friends, especially if we're emotionally reacting to it, then it's a sure sign that we've got that within ourselves. And so it's about actually loving that part of ourselves. So it could be, say, a simple example. Say you've got a friend who's a liar, right? And you're emotionally reacting to that. You're getting really annoyed at them lying. And the reason that you get annoyed at it is because you're judging it in them, because you judge it in yourself. And so you're judging. Maybe you're not lying anymore. Maybe you are lying. But you don't want to accept that in yourself. You don't want to love that about yourself. Maybe you used to lie in the past and you haven't forgiven yourself for that, and so that's where it's coming up. So there was that about friends. Stuff that you don't like about your friends is actually what you are. What else? I can't remember what else was today. Okay, so deeper into the energies. So more about the abundance thing for today. This is interesting, I think. Accept what is success. So this is like accept the success that you've had so far, whether it's relationships, business, job, anything in life. Accepting the success that you've had so far. It's just accepting where you are right now. Like, there's no point in fighting reality. That's like fighting the whole universe. It's exhausting. Accepting where you are now, especially the level of success that you've had. Because when you're fighting it, especially success, it's like you're fighting it, you're wanting more success, you're not wanting to accept where you are right now, the level of success you've had. It's like not acknowledging the success that you've already had. And if you don't acknowledge the success you've already had, it's like, why would you get more? It's like if you cook a meal for someone and they don't even say thank you and they're not appreciative of it and they're going, that wasn't nice enough, it wasn't enough food, you wouldn't cook another meal for them, right? The universe is the same. If it's giving you a certain level of success, if it's giving you like the first step of success and you're like, that's not enough, it's not good enough, it doesn't taste good enough, blah, 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 the universe is going to go, well, I'm not going to give you any more then. You're believing for him to come back. Be careful what you wish for, Christina. Yeah, I wrote what triggers me in people and find out I was doing the same things myself. Just hypocritical and judgmental. It is that, but we attract people to us to show us what we're not accepting and loving in ourselves. Nothing is bad, you can have dark sides, it's not a problem, we don't need to be perfect. And we accept ourselves and love ourselves as we are. Weirdly enough, that's when we can change, that's when we can let go of stuff, that's when stuff starts changing. But it doesn't change while you're fighting yourself and judging yourself. It doesn't at all. And so these people, it's not that we're being, horrible and judgmental and stuff. Those people are around us to show us what we're judging in ourselves. So go a bit easier on you there, on yourself there, Christina. Again, the storm feels thing, the storm within yourself. It's like the storm within yourself. You're so stormy inside. Stormy. More energies for today. Again, this is like more
Making peace, it's like peace and acceptance, but this time with relationships, where you are within relationships, or where you are on your relationship path.
So, we go through these karmic phases in relationships as we're learning relationship skills, we're learning to let go of emotional triggers. No, not triggers, that's not the word. It's like emotional patterns that we pick up from our families, the whole dysfunctional relationship things that we get from our families. And so we tend to recreate it at first, our family relationships. We're getting relationships with someone that's just like our dad, or someone that's just like our mum, or someone that would just, brings up just triggers those same things in us that our family did. And it's like we're still trying to get love from those people by doing that, by getting into that. And this is the karmic part of it. So we're attracting people that are going to show us what's going on within ourselves, so that we can heal it, release it, and then go towards functional relationships rather than dysfunctional relationships. This karmic phase, well, I'm hopefully coming out of it now. I seem to be doing much better now. I'm much more sensible, much more choosing what is actually good for me. So maybe I'm out of it, and I'm 48. It's like I've been through a lot of karmic relationships. So this energies of today is just like make peace with that. Even my last one was a karmic relationship. We were very much wound mates in a way. Have you heard of that before? Wound mates, when you've got the same issues as each other and you can kind of empathically connect with each other, kind of emotionally attached to each other because you've got the same shit going on, you've got the same problems going on, you've got the same emotional needs or something. So you connect in that way. Feels like soulmates, but it's actually wound mates. So make peace with your connections, make peace with the relationships, make peace with where you are with relationships. Make peace with where you are on your relationship path if you're still in the karmic phase. It sucks, I know. But you do get to the end of it if you persevere, if you keep on learning those lessons and loving yourself through it. What's this? Next card's out for the energy of today is wait, guidance. Wait. Patience, guidance. This is like, when you go into meditation or when you're asking for help from the universe or you're asking for guidance, you're wanting to know which way now, you're wanting to know what's next. Very much in the in-between worlds at the moment. That's the card that came out for me in my week ahead reading. So I do the week ahead readings for each star sign, and I do a general one. In the same format as the general one for all signs, which is the energies of the week, the lessons and challenges, the focus for our highest good, for your highest good, and extra guidance. I do personalized readings, so there's this program where people sign up for a year and they get one of those readings. And so it's like, I think 2 pages long each week for their specific energies and stuff. And I do one for myself every week too. And I do the overriding cards, energy cards. I just started doing that this week for everybody that's in that program. And my overriding card was this in-between worlds, so very much in between. And that's what this full moon is about as well, in between worlds. It's like cycles that have been around for 10 years and 35 years in the stars and the planets are coming to an end now. But we're still in the in-between phase. We're still in that preparation phase for stepping into the new. So it could be that you're ending karmic cycles and moving into a new functional cycle of co-creation without so many of the repeating lessons that have been in your life. And so, wait, guidance. This is like in between phase at the moment, in between worlds. I got ants living in my laptop. It's not good. So if you're waiting for something, if you're waiting for guidance, if you're waiting for answers, if you're waiting for direction, if you're waiting for something to happen, just know that you're still going to have to wait. It's not ripe and ready yet. You're still in between worlds. Okay. So abundance is happening today. Abundance manifestations are happening today in the energies. So that's all good. And we've got that success card, so we can focus on success and accepting the success we're having, noticing the success we're already having and feeling grateful for that. But the bigger things, the life changes that you want, that's not really getting into action today. Sorry. Of course, the full moon. We've got full moon energies. Walking in darkness. Not in evil, but of the unknown. Yeah. And we've got to make peace with the unknown, you know. Because really the unknown is where the magic happens. It is. It really is. This comes up so many times in people's readings. It's like the unknown is where the magic happens. It's where all possibilities exist. It's the field of possibility. It's like what the universe really is. This field of possibility. Anything is possible. And that is the unknown. And as much as we want to be safe and we want to know what's going to happen, we don't really. And so it's like the difference between having a birthday and you yourself, you organize your own birthday party, you get all the food, you prepare all the food, you do the playlist for the music. You know everything about that party because you've organized it all. You know who's coming. There's no surprises, right? How boring is that? Or, on the other hand, you don't know what's going to happen. Your friends throw you a surprise party. They've organized it all. You're having food that you don't know, music that you don't know. You're going to be doing things that you don't know. There's going to be people there that you didn't realize are going to be there. There's so much more available in a surprise birthday party. And so, if you can treat life like that, let it be the surprise birthday party all the time. Actually be excited about the unknown because that's where every possibility exists. And you can let in the really good stuff. You can let people give you a surprise party. I need to fully trust God, but I've struggled. Yeah, and you just do it in baby steps, Christina. Do it in baby steps. Ask for help in something small first. Just little things, and that builds up trust. And so if you're asking for help in something small, so say don't pick the big things. We always want to go for the big things and manifest big things. But if we're asking the universe for something small, just for like, I don't know, for a butterfly to interact with us, or like a butterfly to land on us, or just something really simple and small. And then when you get that, it builds up a level of trust, and then ask for something else small. And then when you get that, it builds up more trust, and then you can go bigger and bigger. But to actually trust the universe, you call it God, I call it the universe, it's the everything, right? It's the same thing. We just have different names for it. To learn to trust requires to keep on asking for stuff, keep on asking for help, and then acknowledging it when it happens, and then that builds trust. Christina, have you read, what's her name, Pam Grout? Pam Grout's books. E Squared was the first, Energy Squared, E Squared. She's got like a series of experiments in it where she explains a bit about the universe and then an experiment to prove it to you. Check it out. I've got it on, I'll show you. I've got it on Kindle. And she brought another one out, E-Cubed as well, which is cool. So hard. Like I've got an iPhone 10 and I've got used to using that now, and then back on that really old iPad. It's like, how the hell does this work again? I've got to use a button again and can't just like swipe around and stuff. I'll show you the book. I'll show you the cover. Come on, Kindle. Go away. No, I've got no internet connection. I don't want one. Here we go. Cover. This is it. Pam Grout, E Squared. It's such a great book. But if you read that, it will give you information about how the universe works, and then you can do the exercises in it, and that's a good way to build up trust.
When I first got this book, this was years ago, and I started doing the experiments, and then I got to a certain experiment. I don't know, it was number 6 or something like that. Oh, and I asked for the universe to show me that I was loved, and that was the first experiment that didn't work. I didn't get. It didn't manifest what I'd asked for. She always gives you like 2 days. You ask for it to manifest in 2 days. And it didn't manifest. And I was just devastated, like emotionally devastated. It's like the universe doesn't want to show me that I'm loved. But of course, like looking back, I know exactly what it was. It set me on this path of self-love. It's like I wasn't a match to that. I wasn't a match to being loved and being shown that I was loved. And I didn't believe it. And I wasn't loving myself. And I was in a roommate relationship at the time, which was very safe, but we were pretty much hid away from the world together. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it did set me on a path of learning to love myself. And I did learn, which is good. Yeah, so check that book out, Pam Grout, E Squared. It's cool. It's very cool. And if it doesn't work for you, if one of the experiments doesn't work for you down the line, just know the same. It means that you're not in alignment with that. There's something about what you've asked for, you're not in alignment with it. And so. Okay, I'm going to pick my cards out. I'm so tired today. I'm exhausted. Emotionally tired. I look a bit pale too. I need to get some sun. Cool. My YouTube channel is really picking up now. Thank you everybody for watching the videos and clicking like and subscribing and all of that. It's just the numbers are going up every day. It's fantastic. This reminded me of it. I'm appreciated, reach out. It's like reaching out to more people. I want to reach more people with my work. Cool. I like that. Especially because I feel like I'm going to have a day in. Maybe I won't even go training this afternoon. Maybe I will. Someone's crushing up plastic bottles out there for the recycling. They've got like a mountain of plastic bottles out the back here from the whole the resort, and then they start they take all the tops off them and then they stomp on them to crush them all down, ready for recycling. So all the staff go out there, all the cleaning staff are stomping on bottles, and it's this crunchy noise. They just started doing it. If you can hear that. Okay. Get support include. So this is telling me I need to be supported. I need to include myself. So the stuff I'm doing for other people, I need to do it for myself. I think this came up in the weekly reading or something. I remember saying this recently. But getting the support that I need. Yep. So Christina, would you like me to go into something about that relationship? Maybe? I'm guessing you want a reading, but I could ask your higher self about that, about your husband relationship. And anyone else that's on, pop a message up, tell me where you're watching from. If you'd like a reading, just pop a comment and I'll do your reading. Okay, Christina. So specifically, I'm asking about your husband relationship. Hey, Purple Light Angel, Arizona. Hello, lovely lady. If any chance you can provide a reading, I can. Sean. Okay, so this is about you, Christina, with respect to your husband. Now, this is interesting. So, this rift is giving you space to empower yourself. So maybe you were leaning on him too much. Maybe you were getting him to be your hero, and it was allowing you to stay in like a space where you weren't taking responsibility for yourself, where you weren't able to step forward into your true power. And so this rift allowed you to do that. It's allowing you to step into your power and take responsibility for yourself. And that would be jarring, first of all. someone's been taking care of you, you know. So imagine say you're in a relationship that seems like a good match, because say if you aren't taking responsibility for your emotional state, so say if you didn't have good emotional intelligence, so for example like a narcissist, then you'd get into a relationship with an empath, with someone who's really good at the emotional intelligence stuff, so good that they'll do it for everyone else too, in a codependent way. And you get those two get into a relationship with each other because it seems like a perfect match, because one can take responsibility for the emotional state of the other and do the emotional intelligence for them. And then, of course, those break up. Those relationships can't stay together. You both get frustrated with each other in the end, and it's the similar kind of thing. And so you get this. The breakup happens because that narcissist needs to empower themselves, and the empath needs to empower themselves too. Both need to stand in their own power. The empath starts needing to get what they want in life instead of trying to look after everyone else. The narcissist needs to wake up and take responsibility for their own emotional state instead of going off and into rage and stuff and making everyone else deal with it. And so I don't know if that's your situation. It could be, another example would be say a rich guy getting together with a poor woman, but a woman that looks after her health, say, and the rich guy doesn't so much. And then they've got this reciprocation going. It seems like a perfect match because he can sort out her financial stuff and she can sort out his health stuff. But it's not, and that relationship will break up eventually because they need to empower themselves. So you'll know what it is for you, Christina. And it's asking you to actually be grateful for the chance to step into your own power. Whether he's got something going on too in the same kind of way, something that you were doing for him, and whether he actually does that or not, whether either of you do that or not, is completely up to you. It's unlikely that a relationship like that gets back together. Just saying. Also about you in this relationship. Okay, so there's an aspect of wanting to be with him because you're not believing in yourself. And that's because you're not really understanding who you are and your full power. This is a very powerful time for you, Christina. It really is. It might not feel like it's a good thing, but it is. It's a good time for you to be single, for you to be by yourself so that you can step into this power. Purple Light Angel B. Arizona. I've heard that the energies are really good in Arizona. Let's see what your higher self wants to tell you. Oh, yeah, I like this one. Hello? Who else have we got? It'd be Polar. How are you? Where are you watching from? So purple light angel B. You've got to appreciate yourself and self-love here. This is about loving yourself before you love others. It's about not putting other people first, not putting other people's emotional states first, especially. Feeling what you're feeling yourself and what you want yourself, and taking responsibility, having the focus on your own life and what you want. Of course, your only power is in your own life. We like to think that we can have effects on other people's lives, and we can help them. We can't create it in their life, we can't do it for them, but we can help guide them and stuff. But we can only do that from a place when we've filled our own cup. And filling our own cup doesn't just mean taking time to meditate and have a bath and candlelit bath and stuff like that. That is an aspect of self-love, but true self-love is about taking responsibility for our own lives, because that's where our power is. Our power is our consciousness and our heart energy. It's our emotional state and our consciousness, our thoughts. And we can only do that for ourselves. Other people can only do it for themselves too. So we can have like some kind of impact, but we need to focus on ourselves first. So this is about appreciating that your life is for you, and to use that self-love, amp up that self-love to a much bigger level. I'm going to grab another couple of cards for you, Purple Light Angel B. Makes sense. I've been nurturing myself, always helping, giving myself more care. That's good. Good. Ooh. So I'm not sure whether you're in a relationship or not, but you've got strength and courage and romance. So maybe you've got something similar going on to Christina, where a romance has ended so that you can use your strength and courage for yourself rather than for somebody else. So maybe you are using your strength and courage for someone else in a relationship. Maybe you are doing that rather than using it for yourself. You know, a really healthy romantic relationship is when two whole people come together, two people that are taking care of their own happiness, taking care of their own path, moving forward with their own life, like focused on what they want. And then they come into a relationship, but they don't give up their own lives, their own happiness for the other person. They don't join the other person on their path. If the paths coincide, that's great. But if both of them are making sure that they're living their own life path and they're finding their own happiness themselves, but they're just kind of together with each other, giving each other love and support, that's really healthy. So yeah, your romantic situation, I'm hearing change. It's change because you need to use your strength and your courage for yourself. Your life is for yourself. It's for your own experience. There you go. Texas. It'd be Polar, do you want a reading as well? Do you want some guidance from your higher self? Are you still there? Texas. You're welcome, Purple Light Angel B. I'm so tired. It was really emotional, that full moon for me. Exhausted. Yeah, if anyone else wants a reading, just pop a message up there. Otherwise, I'm going to finish this and eat some fruit. So let's just have a look at that card for today because it's about Stormfields. This is from the Map of Destiny or something like that. From Colette Baron Reid. Where is she? Here. Enchanted Maps. I don't know. I can't remember what the deck's called. But yeah, we got Stormfields. This is the energy for today. Stormfields, but it came up upside down, so protection position, which means like watch out for the storms and the chaos that you're creating, your reactions to things, you stepping into drama, to letting your emotional state and your emotional neediness get you into situations that aren't good for you. It's like be really careful today or the next 24 hours, especially around this full moon, of getting involved in drama, letting your emotional state cause you to speak out or to take action that you're going to regret, sort of that. So it's the usual full moon stuff, but really good advice, especially around an Aries full moon, which is pretty aggro. I was fully expecting it. So I was invited to go out for a meal last night with a big group of people, and I went. But when I got home, I realised it's like, oh my God, it's the full moon. Is it really the right thing to do to go out to this meal with a lot of people? You know, it could end up in a fight or something. Especially because most of the people were from Muay Thai training, so we're actually the most peaceful people that are less likely to fight because we can fight and we're trying to fight. But I was a bit scared that it was the Aries full moon. I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen tonight? But I came home early. As soon as we finished the meal, I came home. Thank you everyone for coming along. Thanks for your likes and your subscribes and all of that. If you'd like a personal reading with me, then just check out the links in the box below. I'm still giving, people are still ordering the full moon readings that have got $20 off at the moment. I don't know if I put the the link for the full moon reading in this one. If I didn't, you can find it in yesterday's daily read, or maybe in today's daily read. There'll be a link on my YouTube channel for that to get that $20 discount. Yeah, there's still people ordering them at the moment, so I guess I'll be doing full moon readings today. And so full moon readings, it's like 3 pages of guidance from your higher self. The first half is what you need to release and how to do that, so specific to you. And the second half is what you need to take responsibility for, again, specific to you and how to do that. So they go into much more detail than the general readings that I do, specifically for you. Thank you, everyone. And I'll see you tomorrow if you want to come along tomorrow. Bye.